Time to get social on Talking Through Your Kick. We've each got a Twitter address. I'm at Russ Barwick, unless I offend the Irish. You are
at Neil Evans Mail.
And you?
Is the one?
Quinny_1.
And Brenny Zarafa has also got his at Brent Zarafa.
He's got an underscore, I think, too.
We'll have a look at that a little later on. And we're also on email. And, of course, you can tweet the show as well. And go to puntersparadise.com.au. Let's get into the big bets from the weekend, Nilos.
Yes, well, Piero, we talked about how they queued up for this. 155,000 into odds on. That's a brilliant bit of work. And I tell you what, this is what big punters do, Russ. They just like to ice the cake.
Pick the eyes out of it.
Peggy's Dream was a hot favourite, got the cash, but the place. 140 large at 120 gives what, 28,000 jumps in. What about this, Peck? It is
16,000 a win.
Yeah, 80,000 run a place. A tick over even money. 10 to 9 to run a place. $2.10 and Peck ran into a place. Has been doing all its life.
Well, it's got 10 placings now from 21 starts.
Yeah, it's got a bit of mine too, Peck.
13 placings, I beg your pardon. Losing bets though. This is someone that bit the dust.
Well, what do you say about Adelaide? Not one place I like to go. Particularly short price favourites. Although the wine is outstanding down there, but 80 large goes under.
Well, have a look at this. This came from an email to us at our email address, ttyk@tvn.com.au. Odds on look on took on a whole new meaning in Adelaide on Saturday. 4 odds on pops raced around and not one came in first.
Yep.
And only one of the other 4 faves won across the day, and I believe that was the hurdler.
Yes. East Pateman.
Yeah, well, exactly. Queue up. Bookies had a fat day.
Well, that would be why the massive size of relief from bookmakers, because they were copping it in spades elsewhere, but probably got a lot of it back in Adelaide.
Is there a barred venue for?
No.
Because
Not this time of the year.
Adelaide's a barred venue.
Is it?
It did seem one of those days on Adelaide where they were trying to get to the front and get digger eyes, and then they get back in races with no speed. So I think it did come into just one of those days that happened. Next week there could be 4 odds on in Adelaide. They all win.
Brisbane that was 10s into 3s as well.
Brisbane, different world up there. I like Brisbane. Bigger fields, truly run. Big straights, good.
This next email is a touchy subject for a few of us who were on a couple of horses a couple of weeks ago, myself included, regarding horses that play up in the barrier stalls. Now, have a look at this. Can someone tell me how a vet can decide if a horse has injured its head when rearing in the barriers by watching it trot around for 15 seconds? Sick of horses playing up in the stalls and being declared starters, then running poorly. Should be automatic scratching. Now, there was one in Melbourne called Collect a couple of weeks ago on a Wednesday that was odds on.
Having its first start for Mick Price.
Whacked its head in the barrier stalls. Mick Price said, came back to the stall, would be bruised and battered and got beat by 100 yards.
Yeah, it was awful.
But how does a vet work? I mean, I don't like it. I think if it rears in the stalls, there's a fair chance it's hit a bit of steel, which is why I like the New Zealand barrier stalls with no covers on them.
Top three ones. Yeah.
And then they can just pull them out. But maybe it's me. What's your thoughts?
I do like those barriers too, the cut-off ones. You can see what's going on around their head there. But I'm because I sort of look far and wide, I'd much prefer them to come out. If there's any drama, if they've taken a knock, I can see totally where the punter's coming from. I'm on the side, get them out, give them another day.
Nick?
I 100% agree with Neil. I mean, if they take them out and they scratch them and they're fine, they can run on the Saturday or something like that. So you'd always rather err on the side of caution, and especially when you've got to think about the horse's safety and well-being. Like, obviously, we're all involved in the punt, but from the animal's welfare as well.
I tell you, there's another one at Wyong a couple of weeks ago as well. Might have even been on the same day. Got its leg under the barrier stalls and has come back and pulled a muscle that to send it to a paddock, and it was
that wasn't a good look.
That was a Johnny O'Shea horse or something. A couple of other emails. One here from Trav. Boys, is it me or has Peter Snowden lost his mojo? Ooh. He's got a few winners, but nothing starring like the days of Sepoy, Helmet, Beat It, etc. But he has a lot of runners as well.
Yeah, he's got plenty there, but he just is under the top rung at the moment. He just can't break through to the top. It's been dominated elsewhere. I mean, it's pretty competitive at the top in Sydney, as we know. And he's sort of right, I think. Pete Snowden is just short of a star.
No, I'd completely disagree. I think they're just building to something, the Darley team. I know Paul Snowden, he's very confident. They've got some nice runners coming through. Peter Snowden's got him up in Sydney.
Well,
I think Albrecht will win the Golden Rose, so that might get the ball rolling.
I'm an Albrecht fan.
Boys, the ride of Kay McAvoy on the weekend's been panned by some punters, particularly on puntersparadise.com.au. I read that. All too hard. He was doing the wrong thing by that horse. McAvoy was pushed out by Dunn early, then couldn't get back in. Agree or disagree?
McAvoy's right. was
Yeah,
saying.
they're panning. They're saying that he tried to stitch up All Too Hard.
Oh, gee. All Too Hard had its chance.
He done pushed him out fairly and squarely, I thought.
Yeah, I don't go along with that. But, I mean, All Too Hard's just a victim of these small fields to me. It keeps coming off the bit badly at the 600. Best 150 of All Too Hard's races, San Domenico Run to the Rose, the last 100 metres.
Does anyone else think that All Too Hard ran third on the weekend? I'm still trying to work out the camera angle, how it ran fifth.
But the horse is going okay. I'm sick of this All Too Hard. Oh, what a bad boom.
Well, it's the
what a
boom.
bad boom. It's been unsuitable. Its last furlong and a half or whatever in the San Domenico was unbelievable.
You
It's
backed
had
it.
2 runs back.
You
That's
backed
something on. Please.
Take a break. We'll wrap it up with our something for the battle. We'll get Brendy back in to give us our spring horses to follow next.